to the Nightcap with TLJ. And again, we're here with Gladys Bettis, and we're going to go ahead and jump into question number 3. So, the last day of radiation, chemo was over, radiation was over. You get to ring that bell. How did you feel at that moment, knowing that ringing that bell meant this was the end of putting all this inside of me to get this done?
Yeah, it was. Chemo was rough. It was something you never really want to go through. And then the radiation. Radiation, you think it's just easy, but it's not. That's rough too. I had it real good because it didn't take my strength. Some people it zap you.
Yeah, just
you
take
can't
everything.
take everything from them, and you can't. And I don't know. I was lucky and fortunate because I was able to leave radiation and go in and do things or whatever. Some people leave and go right home, go have to lay down,
because they don't have the strength to do anything.
But it didn't. But what it did do, it burnt me. And and the area that I had to have it in was up in this is where they shot it down to get to my breast, up under my breast, and I did have some in my lymph nodes. So I had 2 lymph nodes removed. So the radiation had to go there too. So it shot down through here. So my neck, and it's trying, it's burnt, it's trying to come back.
That's
it was so strong that it burnt me, and they had to stop and change the entire course of it because I was burnt. It was just like someone had a fire, and it was that way 24 hours after they realized it was too strong, and that's what it was. So, and they give you cream and oils to put on it, but they had to completely change. So, and it took them it took it about a week before the burning stopped.
Really?
It was the worst pain.
Wow.
Yes, it took it that long. So, and eventually it stopped. And my radiation, I think, was 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and you go every day. Except Saturday and Sunday, every day you sit and you get to meet the same people for 6 weeks. And it doesn't take long, so I didn't have anyone with me with chemo. I had my daughter, she came with me one day because she worked, but mostly it was my sister that was there. She was there with me. And that was sometimes 4 hours, 3-4 hours sometimes, and you sit there. And once they put the needle in, and they give you a cream to put on to freeze it, so you don't even feel the needle. You don't even feel that. So that was great, but it was always the side effects from chemo. And then the radiation. Once they started the radiation, they could not stop.
Okay, so
that was one thing. That's why it went every day. And then at the end of the radiation, there's a bell, a big bell about so long, and you pull it, and they could hear it all over the clinic when you're ringing the bell, and that lets everyone know that is your last day of radiation, and you are clear. Everything, and you take your test, you take X-rays and everything, and you are clear. The cancer's gone, and it was the best time. I mean, other than having my children, the birth of my kids, and things, other great things, that right there, I was living for. And literally, we taped it. I've got films of all of it. It was just incredible. You know, I took films of the actual machine that we lay on. It was that whole thing was incredible. Something really something. And to know that, and the people that work with you are just the best because they're saving your life.
Absolutely.
You know, and you get a bond every day, and you get a bond with them, and they're there to help you. They do everything, you know, because you're laying there, and some people that had the hats and their wigs, I just didn't have any. I was just bald head. Just rocked it, you know, and did that. So, but when I finished. And I rang that bell, I had tears. I was just standing there holding onto the wall, and they have a plaque that you read, and it says I have rung this bell because I had did my course, I had did so and so, and now I'm free, now I'm done, and I'm ringing, and it just, and I was crying, and I was there, and Kim and my sister, they were there with me. Jerome was going to come and surprise me, but I had to change the date, and he could not change the date with me, and I didn't know that until the end.
Oh my gosh!
So he had wanted to be there, but I'm telling you, it was just fine. If I'd have been there by myself, it wouldn't have mattered.
Right, because it was the moment. It was the moment I rang that bell, and it just let me know and let everyone know that I had been through it, and it was done. It was done. Done. I know that's right. Done deal. Done. You beat it. I beat it. The fight was hard. I mean, it was a fight. It was, and the thing about the cancer, at least the one that I have, mine can come back. It's a hormonal. I take hormones for it, and that's another fight right there, another battle that I'm battling now. I'm not going to let it get me. But that one, the cancer that I have, in 5 years, it can come back in the other breast. It's that type of, it's invasive, and it's that type of cancer. So we just watch. I go get my mammograms. I've had several since then, and everything looks clean and everything. And I take the pill, and the pill that I take is so small you don't need water. Really? Yes. Wow. And I told the doctor about it. It's got a lot of side effects, and he told me it keeps the cancer away. Oh, so there it is. So I take that pill, exactly, and I shouldn't have, in 5 years, I should not have it. No, you won't. I should not have it. We don't claim that out. Right, we don't claim it. And then he told me, he said, you may have to take this pill for 2 years. They were doing the researches, and I said, that's fine. Whatever it is, I don't care. I'll take it, but there it is, that right there. And some people don't have that. There's so many different, and that's another thing that I'm getting ready to try to do, is to read up on all the different types of cancer, breast cancer. There's so many different. There's so many different ones that affect women differently. Yeah, yeah. Some women can have breast cancer and take medication and don't lose their hair. Right. It's a different form than the different medications. And the medication that I took is actually the one that you hear Texator on TV that takes your hair, that your hair don't come back. So that one. That's the one I'm taking, so I'm working with that. I'm growing it out now. It's growing. Yeah, it's growing. I'm letting it grow, and I want to see what happens, and I'm doing well with it. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I was a hair person where I didn't like this gray hair and this little short curly hair. I kept it straightened and blonde. I thought I had it going on. You did, and you still do. You still do, all day, every day. Yeah, it's different now. I had to get used to this and work with it. And I'm shouting out to short curly hair people, because that's what I roll with all the time. See, so I'm working with this. So I've gotten used to the color, and I'm okay now. Well, you look amazing. I'm here, so thank you. You look amazing, and I feel great. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. We made it through. She rung that bell, and we're going to come right back and talk about question number 4. Thank you. We're going to talk about Super Bowl. Kim? She all right in there?